Imagine scoring the cup-winning goal, then vanishing forever, or hating your coach so much that you hire a hitman to assassinate him. These are the craziest stories in NHL history. It was a quiet night in 2004. Mike Danton, a young NHL player with a fiery temper and a complicated past, sat in his apartment. The shadows seemed to cling to the walls, the kind of darkness that makes you second guess every creak and groan. He had been living under pressure for years, the constant weight of expectations, the controlling grip of his former coach and mentor, David Frost. Danton believed there was no way out. Every decision he made felt like a step towards freedom or disaster. And then the idea took hold. In the silence of that night, it seemed simple, too simple. Hire someone, make it disappear. He arranged it. Plan whispered in secrecy. The target, Frost. But the shadows have eyes. The man he thought he could trust to do the deed was an informant. The plan collapsed before it even began. In a moment, it felt like fate itself was laughing. Danton's secret was exposed, the trap closing around him before a single shot was even fired. Just like that, the young player who had once skated fearless across NHL ice found himself trapped. He pleaded guilty to attempting to hire a hitman and was sentenced to 7.5 years in federal prison, leaving behind the game, his dreams, and a cautionary tale that still shocks the hockey world and the shattering of everything he'd built. As Dan faced his own darkness, far away, the storm was brewing. It was a sweltering afternoon in 1985. Former Bruins goaltender Don Weldon was asleep in his home. The air was thick, buzzing like it was alive. Locals swore they could feel the storm before they saw it. That strange charge in the sky, that kind of silence that makes your gut twist. And then it happened. In a split second, flash. The sky split open and a bolt of lightning came screaming down, sending a surge to the metal bed frame of Weldon's bed, instantly killing him. There was no time to move, no second chance. Just like that, the man who had once stood tall in the crease was gone. His wife left a widow, his life cut short by something no human could ever block. One soul vanished into electricity, and high above, another waited for oblivion. In 1951, Bill Barliclow scored the cup winner for the Leafs, the biggest goal of his life. He was on top of the world, but that goal, it would be his last. Barliclow lived in the glow of that moment. He was just 24, a cup hero in Toronto. His picture on every sports page. Beneath the fame, he was restless. He craved adventure. So when a buddy invited him on a quick fishing trip, he didn't think twice. Just took the first plane. A weekend getaway, nothing dangerous. But the flight didn't exactly go to plan. At first, everything seemed normal. Clear skies, calm waters, just another trip into the great unknown. But then, the unthinkable happened. The plane vanished. No wreckage, no answers. For over a decade, the Leafs never won another cup. Then in 1962, searchers finally discovered the crash site, over 10 years after Barliclow went missing. And 5 years later, in 1967, Toronto lifted the cup again. The legend became known as the Barliclow Curse, and hauntingly, still the last cup the Leafs ever won. While one man stepped into the endless sky, another stepped into a wilderness that could swallow him whole. Alaska has a way of making you forget where you are. Wide rivers, endless trees, mountains rising in the distance. It feels calm, almost too calm. But anyone who spent time out there will tell you the calm never lasts. Seattle Kraken forward John Hayden wasn't thinking about that. For him, this is supposed to be easy. Fishing promo with the team mascot, some laughs, a few shots with the camera, and back to the hotel. Harmless. Still, there were signs. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. Not a bird, not a branch moving in the breeze. Just that heavy silence that makes you feel like something's watching. At first, it was fine. Hayden cast his line, the mascot played it up for the camera. But then came the sound. Faint, but sharp. A snap. Hayden's head turned. He couldn't see anything, but the feeling in his chest was instant. The kind of wrong you can't shake. And then it stepped out. Massive. Brown, powerful, a grizzly. For a second, everything stopped. The mascot froze mid-joke. The cameraman whispered something under his breath. Hayden felt his heart rate spike. He'd faced down some of the toughest guys in the NHL. Nothing had prepared him for this. The bear lowered his head. Muscles tensed. It was about to charge. That's when Hayden realized it wasn't promo anymore. This was survival. Nature held his breath, while danger loomed down the road. The asphalt shimmered under the headlights, as if it were twisting and stretching just for them. Danny Heatley's hands gripped the far-right wheel a little too tight, feeling the engine from beneath him like a heartbeat that didn't belong to him. Beside him, his teammate Dan Snyder laughed, a sound too bright, too ordinary, a night that already felt off. Heatley pushed the car faster, ignoring the speed limits, letting adrenaline blur the lines between fun and danger. In an instant, everything changed. The Ferrari spun out of control, careening off the road, metal screamed, the tires screeched, and the world twisted violently. Dan Snyder didn't survive. His life, full of promise, full of friendship, ended in a heartbeat. Healy walked away physically alive, but the weight that he carried was immediate and crushing. The laughter, the camaraderie, the dreams of the season are replaced by guilt so heavy it felt impossible to bear. In the days, months, and years that followed, Healy's name became a shadow. Every game, every goal, every flash of the puck on the ice, reminder of that night. Healy was charged with second-degree vehicular homicide, facing probation and community service, and the crushing weight of knowing that one reckless night can change lives forever. Miles away, different kind of chaos stirred. It was 2015, and Jaromir Jagr, the Czech hockey legend, was living life on his own terms. Off the ice, fame clung to him like a shadow, quietly following, whispers tracing his every move. Then something happened that could have changed his career forever. A Czech model claimed to possess a scandalous photo of him and demanded money to keep it private. Most people would panic, worry, sweat, not Jagr. He leaned back in his chair, calm and unshaken, and said simply, "Post it. I don't care." The photo hit the internet. Fans laughed and shared memes across social media. And yet, Jagr's image didn't falter. He didn't shrink. He soared. He became more than a hockey star. He became a symbol of fearlessness. A man who refused to be controlled by scandal or gossip. Word of the incident spread like wildfire. In bars, arenas, and across social media. People replayed the story, shaking their heads at the audacity. It wasn't just a scandal. It was a man transforming potential disaster into legend, proving that sometimes the only right answer is fearless courage, wit, and sheer presence of the mind. Jagr danced with chaos and survived. Johnson would show that the ice shows no mercy. It was October 28, 2023. A night that began like any other in Sheffield. The Nottingham Panthers faced the Sheffield Steelers in the Challenge Cup. Adam Johnson, a 29-year-old American forward, was skating for the Panthers. His first season in the UK after playing for the Pittsburgh Penguins in teams in Sweden and Germany. The game was intense and the crowd electric. Johnson, known for his speed and skill, was in the heart of the action, weaving through defenders, eyes locked on the puck. Then came the collision. A Sheffield Steelers player went for a hit. Bodies collided, and in the chaos, Matt Petgrave stumbled. An escape blade shot upward like a dagger slicing through the air. Johnson's neck was slashed open in an instant. Blood erupted like a crimson tide across the ice, thick and relentless. He attempted to skate to the bench, but collapsed. Paramedics rushed to his side. Players formed a protective ring around him, and the arena fell into stunned silence. He was rushed to the Northern General Hospital, but was pronounced dead shortly after. All matches scheduled for the following day were postponed. The hockey world was in shock. An investigation followed. Petgrave was arrested on suspicion of manslaughter, but later was released on bail in November of 2023. The Crown Prosecution Service announced that no charge will be brought, citing no realistic prospect of conviction. Johnson's death sparked a worldwide discussion about player safety. The English Ice Hockey Association mandated neck guards for all players starting in 2024. Other leagues followed suit, and some NHL players began wearing neck guards in games and practices. Adam Johnson's legacy lives on. The Nottingham Panthers retired his number 47 jersey in a ceremony on December 14, 2024. A plaque in his memory was unveiled at the Motorpoint Arena in February 2024. During the tribute, Forever R47. Adam Johnson's story reminds us just how intense hockey can be, but not every moment is life or death. Want to see what NHL players eat to fuel their games? Check out this video.
It's ice time. Hockey